Wiz Khalifa couldn't have timed the release for this project any better, given the two holidays that are both celebrated today. What is good, y'all? It's your boy Mixtape Moth. If you are rocking with this content, go ahead and smash that like button. Also, subscribe if you haven't. But today, I'm going to be hitting y'all with my thoughts on this new one from Wiz Khalifa entitled Kush and Orange Juice 2. So, I had to keep it a buck. It's been a while since I was really eager to hear a new Wiz project, but during the rollout for this album, I did find myself enjoying most of the songs that this Pittsburgh rapper was releasing. And I could sense there was this feeling that Wiz was doing his best to try to restore some of that old blog era nostalgia. So if you rewind all the way back to 2010, Wiz Khalifa had dropped his critically acclaimed Kush and Orange Juice, an official mixtape that played out like an album that would soon become a classic. You don't really have to be a big Wiz fan to know that this is his magnum opus, and this was released during the height of the blog era. Now, fast forward 15 years later, Wiz Khalifa has decided to bless fans with a sequel, which is a tricky thing for a lot of artists to pull off successfully, because I can probably count on one hand the number of sequels that I actually enjoy. But Kush and Orange Juice 2 contains a whopping 23 tracks. Well, there's 17, but 6 bonus or deluxe songs, I guess you could call them. The last 6 are the ones that he released prior to the album dropping. So as a whole, it lasts an hour and 16 minutes. Wiz did reunite many of the artists and producers who appeared on the original, but he also included some new faces this time around. On the production tip, you have Cardo, Jason Martin, Mike Keys, DJ Quik, Mike G Beats, DJ Fresh, Terrace Martin, Sledgerin, Juicy J, Legion, Conductor Williams, and ID Labs. But with that being said, let me go ahead and just hit y'all with that track-by-track breakdown. The opener, KOJ2 intro, has this soothing, bass-heavy production from Cardo. It sets a real mellow vibe out the gate. Wiz does boast, whether or not you woke up and think I forgot, we still the ones that remind you to smoke some pot, lay your outfits out before going out. So it's definitely a smooth tone setter. Right after is How We Act featuring OT Genesis. So you have this Mac-ish G-Funk beat from Cardo, DJ Quik, and Jason Martin that is just drenched in that Southern Cali funk. Overall, no complaints with this one, and it's probably the best produced West Coast track here. The third track, Crime, Bud, and Women, has another funk groove from Cardo that was made for cruising. And Wiz, he doubles down here on the life that he leads, which consists of Bud and women, so there's no room for square business, just players, hustlers, but altogether, cool track. Next is 5 Star with Gunna. So this was a sleek commercial track with a hook from Gunna that was fairly catchy. It's not something I'm too excited about, but it's not all that bad either for what it was. A little cookie cutter, you could say. Then there is Top Down with Ty Dolla $ign and Jason Martin. So even though Ty Dolla $ign features are a dime a dozen, he does have chemistry with Wiz, and I did like this late night bass heavy production from Cardo. Definitely something you could vibe out to. And Jason Martin did repurpose some of Easy E's flow from For the Love of Money, which wasn't bad. Yeah, another well produced West Coast themed track. Following this is Pimps and Hustlers with La Tyler. This has more of a Bay Area feel to the beat, but a tempo similar to the preceding tracks. The hook did almost put me in the frame of mind of Loonies for some reason. Track 7, I Might Be with La Russell, has some lavish violins. The production was atmospheric as a whole, but I did enjoy La Russell's verse. I thought he brought some energy to this moodier instrumental. But right after is one of my favorites, What's Happening, produced by DJ Fresh. This has a very suave, old school R&B sample that is purely player. And it's instantly going to put you in the frame of mind of something that Wiz would have rapped on over back in the day. So yeah, I loved what's happening. Then there's one of the best songs on the project, hands down, Jet Taylor with Currency. The beat here, it's exquisite, melancholy, yet also graceful, and Currency and Wiz fit this production like a glove. Another track that is likely to transport you back to the days of the blog era with Wiz and Spitta trading bars. This will likely be a fan favorite. Immediately after is the Max B interlude, where you get this unreleased Max B verse that's followed up by Wiz rapping to this woozy trap instrumental. It's definitely going to tap into an aesthetic that certain Wiz and Max B fans will appreciate. Track 11, Red Eye, has this bouncy reggae sample that was pretty dope. And Wiz came through with the braggadocio. I dropped Kush and Orange Juice. You are a stoner because of it. So as a whole, solid track that I could envision Currency on also. Then there is one of my favorites, My Influence with Juicy J. So here you have smooth flows over this sparkling mid-80s R&B sample. Wiz and Juicy J have always gelled well together, and this was another great collab that is going to be special for Wiz fans. And this sample, it was so fire, so fly. Track 13 is Take Your Time, Get Paid, and it's more of a grown man motivational track. With a verse from the legendary DJ Quik, you can have this breezy G-Funk instrumental from Mike and Keys and Jason Martin. Yeah, nothing to be mad at here, very suave. Track 14, Cast Out with Larry June, is also on the mellow tip. This has another spacious trap instrumental, and Wiz and Larry giving out those laid-back entrepreneurial bars. This one I didn't enjoy as much though as Take Your Time to Get Paid, but it did tap into a vibe. Track 15, Got It Covered, features Chevy Woods, who has one of the better verses on this project. I did enjoy the soulful Players Ball like backdrop too, and Chevy said, look, this is the meme that they be posting with two goats link. Players Ball, my dude, wanted with a cold mink. And Chevy also reminds us that he provided the streets both dope and hope. So yeah, Got It Covered would be a highlight. What follows is the deeply personal Just to See You Smile, featuring a song hook from RMR. So you have this melancholy instrumental and Wiz honoring his mom and I believe his deceased brother. My apologies if I got that wrong. So yeah, you have some storytelling here, and it's emotionally compelling. And this closes out with Super Duper High outro. Well, it doesn't really close out because there's 6 remaining songs, but the Super Duper High outro has this blissful soul sample from Conductor Williams. It's a sample many of you have probably heard before, but it is fitting for the project. Wiz gives us 2 verses, followed by an extensive shout out to everyone who contributed to the album. The project could have definitely ended here though. Track 18, Keep Ballin', is a chill, atmospheric banger produced by Sledgerin that I have no issues with, and it honestly could have replaced one of the more cookie cutter West Coast tracks earlier in the album. Track 19 was the earlier single, Khalifa's Home, and this is complete trap Wiz over Mike Will, Crazy Mike, and Juicy J production. Track 20, Hide It with Don Toliver. It's about on the level of the Gunna track. Not one that I'm too interested here, but I did like the smooth midnight sounds from Cardo and Foley Beats. Track 21 though, Bring Your Lungs, should have most definitely been a part of the first 17 songs. This is a Smoke Dizzy collab that just screams blog era, and Quik and Mike Will Made It were in their respective bags for the beat. And this project closes out with Hit It Once and the Hit It Once dub version. Now this was another early single that had a fantastic beat that I felt like was tailor-made for both Wiz and Currency. But I really dug the jazzy blunted horns mixed with a splash of reggae. Yeah, this one could have replaced something on the first 17 as well. So overall, I'm going to give this project a rating of a 3.5 to a strong 3.5 mics. I would not be mad at someone saying this is a 4 mic project either, because it was not a bad attempt at a sequel at all. I mean, most artists would have done way worse in the past. They have. And Wiz did a fairly good job of recapturing some of the magic that made the original so great. Now, that being said, the release did sound a lot more polished, and that's not to say that the 2010 album was rugged by any means, but a critique here is that Wiz just played it a little too safe. Obviously, there were no major hiccups or terrible tracks as a result. I mean, you can pretty much play the whole thing through smoothly. It's just that some tracks aren't nearly as memorable, and the tempo and the slick West Coast style production may have been a bit too similar at times here. And I do have to highlight that Wiz tapped into the West Coast sound a lot more than on the predecessor, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with it, but you are getting more of that Mike and Keys, Jason Martin, DJ Quik influence than you are some of the Sledgerin, Big Germ, ID Lab sound. And 23 tracks is a bit much. I don't think anyone really would have been upset had he trimmed down the track list just a bit. But despite those issues, I still think this is a smooth album for the most part. One that would be best suited for a long car ride. Or for when you are doing something relaxing at home, or maybe for sometimes you want to cruise around late night in the summertime. I do feel some fans will absolutely love this project, but altogether, it's a solid sequel, and I often find myself not enjoying sequels much at all. So shout out to Wiz for a worthy enough follow-up. My favorite tracks include KOJ2, Intro, How We Act, What's Happening, Jet Taylor, Red Eye, My Influence, Take Your Time, Get Paid, Got It Covered, Super Duper High Outro, Keep Ballin', Bring Your Lungs, and Hit It Once. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. It's your boy Mixtape Moth. I am signing out, but as always, it's peace and blessings. Wiz Khalifa, Kush, and Orange Juice 2, 1.